Make life yummy with food for your mind and tummy. Lady Yum Yum.
Hi, welcome to the Lady Yum Yum Show. Today I'm making pasta puttanesca. I'm using penne pasta, and this is a hearty red sauce that's quick to make. You can make it after work or anytime you want it. I have about 1.5 cups of diced onion, 1/4 cup of capers, and kalamata olives. I have a 1/2 cup here that I've already sliced. Even if they're pitted, you'll sometimes find pits in it, so giving it a quick chop makes sure that no pieces are in there. So the next thing I have to get ready is my basil. I'm going to do something called a chiffonade on them. All you do is take your cleaned dry leaves and stack them all together. And then you're going to roll them as tight as you can get them. And then you're going to do thin ribbon slices. So just really thin. There you go. And you end up with this nice little ribbony basil. So the origins of puttanesca sauce there's a couple stories. One is that it was a sauce that was made by the workers in the brothels because it holds a long time. You can let this sauce, you can make it early and you can cook it all day long, or you can eat it right away. So it's ready when you are. The other story was that it was made up when some people went into an Italian restaurant late in the day, and that the cook made it up from things he had in the pantry, because these are all kind of basic items you might have around. So I don't know which is true, but it's a great sauce. That's all I care about. So here I have a 1/2 cup packed of the basil chiffonade. And that's all we need to get ready, so we can move to the stove and start this sauce. I have a fairly deep skillet or saute pan here, and I'm going to turn the heat on medium-high and add about 1 tablespoon of oil, enough to cover the bottom of this pan. Just a thin coating. It doesn't need a lot. You just don't want the onion to stick when you're sauteing it. Just move that around. There we go. And we'll add our onion. There we go. We're going to saute this until the onion is almost clear, and then we'll add some garlic near the end of the cooking time. Okay, so these are just starting to get a little clear. They're still opaque, but just somewhat clear. And I'm going to add the garlic. And it's important that you cook garlic because it gets rid of some of the sharp flavor of the garlic, but you never want to brown it because then it becomes bitter. I'm using these handy dandy cubes that you find minced garlic in the freezer section, and I'm going to use 6 of them. I like a lot of garlic, and these are equivalent to 6 cloves of garlic. 1 cube is 1 clove. And we'll keep moving those around as they thaw. But again, you don't want any brown to come in, so turn down your heat if you think it's going to brown. Okay, so you can see the onions are almost completely clear, and the garlic has got a little cooking under it, and it's all broken up and looks minced, and the house smells fantastic right now. I love, love, love the smell of onions and garlic. So now we're going to add our tomatoes, and I'm using a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes, and you just add that whole thing in there. If it was summer and I had fresh tomatoes, I'd certainly use those, but I like to make this sauce all year round. So the canned ones work just fine. Okay, we've got that stirred in real well. And you'll notice I haven't used salt, and that's because I find that the capers and the kalamata olives have plenty of salt for this dish. Use kalamata olives. A lot of the flavor in this dish is from the olives, so you want to use a good quality one. And the capers. And see if you like the salt. And if you think it needs a little more, add some salt at that point. Okay, we're going to stir this around and let it cook until some of this sauce right here, you can see the tomato juice, gets a little thicker. So probably 10 minutes about. So my sauce is just about there, and my water just came to a boil, so I'm going to add my penne. We'll let that come back up to a boil, and it cooks for about 9 minutes. Penne is the perfect pasta for Puttanesca. It just holds the sauce in just the right way. Okay, our pasta is nice and al dente. You don't want to cook your pasta too much. You want it to have some bite to it. You don't want it mushy. And it's going to continue to cook for a few minutes. So you actually want it undercooked a little when you drain it. And there's no reason to rinse it. If I was making something like a pasta salad, I would rinse it because it takes off the starch that makes it sticky. But since I'm using it right away for sauce, I'm not rinsing it. Now you can see the sauce is nice and thick and everything's combined and melded together. So this is where I would turn off the heat and add my basil. So the basil doesn't really need to cook. It'll just wilt as this sits here for a few minutes. So we'll just get that all in there. Yum. Oh, the basil smell is outrageous right now. And I'm still starving. Almost time to eat. Another thing I like to do is just take a small scoopful and put it in with my pasta and stir it around. This will keep my pasta from sticking while it sits here. Now it's time to plate it, and better yet, eat it. There we go, nice amount of pasta. I'm using one of those protein pastas. It has more fiber and protein than normal pasta. I really like it. It seems to fill me up more. And I like a lot of sauce. So it's, you know, personal taste, but I just put scoops of this stuff on. It's really healthy too. It's just so good for you. Oh, I wish there was aroma vision because this smells outrageously good. One more thing to do. I have a microplane grater here and some really high quality 3-year aged Parmigiano-Reggiano. I wish my Italian friends were here to say it with the nice accent, but you get the point. So I'm just going to grate a little of this on top. Good quality Parmesan cheese is a little pricey, up to $15 a pound, but you need so little to make such an impact to your dish. This looks so good. And again, the smell, outrageous. Got to find the perfect bite, a little of everything in it. I don't even care about the pasta. I just eat this sauce by itself. Dance of happiness. So good. I'm going to eat this whole plate. So you got to go. Check out our website for details. I'll see you next time. Go.